Hello, hello. My name is Lindsay, and today I am talking about depression. Depression and all of the other diagnoses that seem to follow after that. I always kind of look at a depression diagnosis like a gateway drug, and that's because that's kind of how I started out. I was very, very depressed in my early teen years when I was dealing with the emotional drop off of no longer playing the sports that I loved, and this led to severe depression. And with that, I was prescribed antidepressants. Now, if you've ever been prescribed antidepressants, you know that they come with a whole host of side effects. And there's not a single one out there that doesn't have a boatload of possible negative side effects. And now, when prescribed these kinds of things, you can end up being diagnosed after that with bipolar disorder or borderline personality disorder or anxiety or a sleep irregularity or an eating disorder, because all of these things can be brought on by the fantastic side effects of these terrible drugs that people are given when they become depressed. Now, depression for me just doesn't seem right for anybody to be treated with these kinds of drugs, because what they do is they go in and change your brain to fit the drug, what the drug is doing. So changing the way your neuroreceptors function, and even some of them dying off to be able to function alongside the drug. Like your brain chemistry changes, your brain physically changes to accommodate the drug, thus making you dependent on the drug. So I say never take antidepressants. They're absolute crap and they don't work. And there are way better solutions. I should know. And honestly, there's not a single person that I've ever spoken to that's like, yes, antidepressants made me happy. That's never happened. They can make you feel different, but they certainly won't make you happy. Yeah, so with that whole depression being kind of like a gateway diagnosis, I honestly do believe that, because most people end up with a lot of... One moment, please. Oh, what's up, little one? Oh, are you stuck? Are you stuck? You want to come sit? All right. Here's my baby. Yeah. There we go. So a lot of people end up with one diagnosis, being prescribed a drug, and then going on to another diagnosis like ADD, or maybe you started with that, and it just goes on and on and on and on. So for me, my biggest challenge when I became depressed was not loving myself. And I look back and see this now, but I didn't see it then. I didn't like my life. I didn't like where I was going. I didn't like where I was, and I didn't like myself. And a lot of people don't even realize this. Like, we can think that we love ourselves because we like different aspects of ourselves, like our talents and maybe what we're doing with our life or where we come from, how we look. We can kind of like those things, but truly loving ourselves means, taking full responsibility of our health and wellness. And what really pointed it out to me that I did not love myself was noticing back when I was ill how judgmental I was. I was really judgmental on people, and I don't like admitting this, but it was true. Like, I thought I was, nice and kind and fair to everybody. But the fact was, I would see people, and in the back of my mind, there'd be those thoughts of, what, don't they care about themselves? Like, how could they dress like that? Or how could they look like that? Or maybe, couldn't they just not exercise? Like, have you no self-respect? And all these horrible things of judgment. Meanwhile, my life is terrible, but I feel like I have some silly, ridiculous right to judge other people. It was completely crazy. My life was just absolute in the shits. I kept going from job to job. I never liked what I was doing. I was self-medicating a lot. And so, yeah, the fact that I I couldn't see the beauty in everyone. I didn't see that because I didn't see it in myself. The way I was looking at other people was exactly the way I was looking at myself. And when that changed, when the day happened, and I can still remember it. I can still remember it so vividly. When I started to make the changes to really, really, truly love myself. And this is like post-healing. Like, this is after I've already healed depression, bipolar symptoms, all those things. I still didn't fully love myself. And I kept trying to change the way I looked, and I kept trying to change the aspects about myself, not realizing that true love comes from inside, and it comes from greater power. So I began, and you can do this right now in your life. I began by doing mirror work, looking in the mirror and saying to myself, I love you. You can do that. Look in the mirror and say to yourself every single day, and it might sound really cheesy and really silly. See if you can do it. If you can, great. Good on you. But I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it without breaking down every single time. And every time I did it, things would come up, memories would come up, things would come flooding back, and I had to recognize them and let them pass. But over time, it became easier and easier. And eventually, when I would be out in public, every single person I would see, my first thought was, wow, are they beautiful? Or, man, I really like that about this person. Or, gosh, they're so courageous. Or, wow, they're so smart. Or, geez, look at how talented they are. I kept having these thoughts, and it wasn't a forced thought or anything. It was genuine. This feeling lit up inside me like, wow, I love everyone, and I don't even know them. And again, this might sound weird or strange or crazy, but I can't explain how this feeling erupts inside me of just absolute connectedness with all people and all things. Like, this love that just resonates inside me, and it feels so good. Like, I just love everyone. And if you haven't experienced that, you gotta try it. Honestly, we've been going through our lives with so many lessons, but have we really been taught how unbelievably special we are? Because we have been created with source energy that runs through all of us, that binds all of us together. When you truly, truly love yourself deep down, you will truly, truly love everyone around you. And that feels really good. And when you have that source energy going through you, it makes it really easy to achieve your goals, go after your dreams, build confidence slowly, just go out and learn things. It's really amazing what that can do for you. So if you haven't started doing that, go to your mirror and start telling yourself every single day, I love you. And see what happens. Change the way you talk about yourself. Change the way you talk about others. Use your words as your power. You know, it's like the words abracadabra. As I speak, I create. And so often we talk poorly about ourselves. We emphasize our faults. We feel the need to, downplay ourselves to make others comfortable. I did that for a long time. And those kind of things have to stop, honestly. You can be confident, and you can be courageous, and you can be loving, and you can love yourself, and you do not need to cut yourself down ever to make anyone comfortable. You can bring other people up. You don't have to bring yourself down to other people's levels to make them comfortable. But you can use your energy to help other people out, help other people up, And it doesn't have to be any kind of gloating kind of thing, like, I'm so dang happy, everything's so wonderful, la-di-doo-di-doo, and then you get the people saying, well, it's toxic positivity, and it's like, no. Let's get real. Appreciate one another. Don't call anybody toxic because they're positive. That's ridiculous. If people want to be positive, let them be positive. Just because misery loves company doesn't mean you need to go out and try to find it and try to bring other people to your place. Be kind. be loving, especially to yourself. That's where it starts. One of the things that I really wanted to bring up was the importance of loving yourself in order to be able to heal. And again, I'll come back to one of the books that I recommend everybody reads, and that is The Hidden Messages in Water by Masaru Emoto. I think that's his name. And it really goes into depth, showing these beautiful water crystals that were formed by water being shown different pictures, different words, played different music, being shared emotions towards them. And those water molecules were frozen to show these beautiful crystals. And I think it's so profound because we are water. We are water beings. We are made of water. So the way we perceive ourselves literally changes our molecular structure in our body. So why does that matter? Well, I always say the first step in doing anything is first believing that you can. And the belief that you can heal something is such a huge, profound thing. And the love that you have for yourself and the gratitude you have for yourself and your existence and your connectedness to everything plays an enormous part in that. You can literally change the molecular structure of your body, deactivating different genetic diseases, and it is just amazing what you can do. And which kind of brings me to another kind of sore subject a little bit, and that is why some people don't want to heal. Yeah, you tell them. So I've come to know a few people that just do not believe that they can heal, and it breaks my heart because obviously it's everybody's choice. But why not? You know, do some people feel that you're not worthy to get better? Do you feel like maybe your illness plays a special part for you in your life? Maybe it keeps you safe from pursuing different things, or maybe you feel like you deserve it. I don't know. That's pretty terrible. It's pretty harsh, and I understand that. But oftentimes when we have these kind of diseases, ailments, illnesses, disorders, they arise from events, from different causations, and we feel like we have to keep them, and they can become a part of us. And oftentimes, because we spend so much time looking after a disorder, again, it'll bring me back to bipolar disorder. Looking after that disorder was terrible. Felt like I was babysitting an uninvited house guest all the time that would just show up, wreck my house, make a mess, and then leave me so exhausted I couldn't even clean up after it. That's how it felt. And I know that a lot of people get together on different Instagram pages, and we like to find camaraderie with people dealing with the same things because empathy, compassion, community, those all feel really good. But here's the thing. Vibing off of our suffering is not good. It's not okay, and it's got to stop. All of this vibing off of like catastrophes that happen and life blow-ups and all these things that are just not good for us. It might give you a sense of community and a sense of compassion and empathy with other people, but you don't need to keep doing this. You can still find community in healing. You can still find compassion and empathy with healing. You deserve to get better. You deserve to feel better, and you absolutely can. It's really a tough subject. I know that. But here's the thing. If you really want to get better, it starts with your choice. It starts with a decision, with first believing that you can. You have to want it, then you have to believe it, and then we can start to put things together for you to make it happen. So one of the amazing books that I'm reading right now is all about a garden that some people built, and their connectedness to the different spirits of the plants. And I bring this up because it talks about oneness. All of us as a people, as a giant society, as people of the earth, of plants, of the trees, everything is energy. Everything is vibration. Everything is spirit. And if you're having trouble deciding if you want to pursue healing in some way or other, remember that you are made of source energy. You are part of the oneness of every living thing on this earth. Everything that is good, everything that is beautiful, and everything that is connected. You are a part of that. So remember that. I love you. And yes, you absolutely can heal. If you want to get started and you don't know where to go, join my community. It's free, Mind and Body Rebuild. It's a school community. The link is in my bio, I believe. Yeah, it's on my page on my bio. And yeah, I look forward to meeting you.